Hello, I'm Valerie Turner for Acoustic Guitar. In this video, I'd like to review the notation examples provided in the article I wrote for the magazine about several fantastic early blues women that played guitar. Let's begin with Geeshie Wiley. She accompanied her haunting guitar playing with powerful vocals, and we're going to take a look at notation inspired by her masterpiece, Last Kind Words. I'm in standard tuning, and as the notation example indicates, I'm tuned down by a half step. This song is in the key of E, and we start in A minor with a short run. And that run repeats. Then we have 4 slides on the second string from the 4th to 5th frets, and each slide is followed by a pinch of the open 1st and 6th strings like this. Next we have 2 slides on the 3rd string from the 3rd to 4th fret, and each of these slides is followed by a pinch of the open 2nd and 6th strings like this. So the example finishes with a short run on the open 1st, 2nd, and 6th strings. And all together, it sounds like this. Moving right along, we have an example patterned after the introduction to The Sun Will Shine in Vietnam, a song by Flora Moulton of Virginia, who was an important influence on the Washington, D.C. blues scene. This example is played in open G tuning. So starting from the 6th string, I've got D, G, D, G, B, and D. We start with a hammer-on at the 3rd fret of the 5th string, followed by a short run on the 4th string that includes 2 bends at its 3rd fret like this. Next, we cover the 5th fret of the 1st string, the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And we brush the top 5 strings. Leaving those fingers in place, reach up to the 8th fret of the 1st string and play that note by itself. Release the 8th fret and brush the top 5 strings again. Then hit your 3rd string. And we finish that run with 3 octave pinches, starting at the 5th fret of the 3rd and 5th strings. We continue with another descending octave bass line, starting at the 3rd fret of the 4th and 6th strings like this. And end by strumming the top 5 strings while fretting the 5th fret of the 1st string and the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So all together, it sounds like this. Now let's turn our attention to Etta Baker of North Carolina. She played in the Piedmont style and had very intricate finger picking. We're going to review an example based on her introduction to One Dime Blues, a song by Blind Lemon Jefferson. We're in standard tuning. And the first two bars of this example are played out of an E chord. The bass line alternates between the 6th and 4th strings, and there are a couple of hammer-ons at the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So those first two bars sound like this. In the 3rd bar, the bass line continues to alternate between the 6th and 4th strings, and we add a finger to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, creating an E7th chord. And that bar sounds like this. The last two bars are played out of an A7th chord, which you need to form by covering the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings individually at the 2nd fret before adding a finger to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. We do this so that when we lift our finger off of that 1st string, we have access to the open E string. I should mention that for these last two bars, the bass line continues to alternate between the 6th and 4th strings, but additionally alternates between the 5th and 4th strings like this. Between this unusual alternating bass pattern, a hammer-on, and syncopation, these last two bars will be a challenge. They sound like this. So all together, here's what the example sounds like. Aljamain Hinton, also of North Carolina, played both 6-string and 12-string guitar, and we're going to explore an example inspired by the chorus of her song, "Cook cornbread for your husband and biscuits for your outside man." It's in standard tuning. In the key of C. She most likely played this song using a 12-string guitar, which gave it a lot of resonance. I don't own a 12-string, so if you're like me, you'll need to brush the strings instead of just playing single notes in order to simulate Hinton's sound. The arrangement is very simple, so I'll just strum through it slowly to give you an idea of how it goes. And that's it. I told you this one would be easy. Please listen to her recording because it's actually her vocal accompaniment that makes this song stand out. We'll end by taking a look at Precious Bryant of Georgia. She was a very engaging performer and had a wonderful finger-picking style. Let's examine some notation based on Bryant's song, Fool Me Good. We're still in standard tuning, and for this song, I've added capo at the 5th fret to make it match Bryant's recording. So although we're playing out of the key of E, the music will sound in the key of A. So make an E chord and strike the open 6th string, and then pinch the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings like this. Now we walk into an A7th chord by striking the 3rd fret of the 6th string, followed by the open 5th string, and then pinching the 1st, 2nd, and 4th strings like this. We'll use this A7th chord for the next few beats, where we'll have a bass line that alternates between the 6th and 4th strings, while the melody line is simply the notes on the 1st and 2nd strings. Now we have a short E phrase that uses the open 1st, 2nd, and 6th strings. It sounds like this. And we finish by walking back into the A7th chord just as we did earlier. And all together, it sounds like this. So that's my review on the finger stylings of these 5 early blues women. Try to listen to the original recordings, as that will help give you a good feel for each piece. And remember to practice things slowly and think about the music. For acoustic guitar, I'm Valerie Turner. Thanks for watching.